Hey everybody, it's Kim Waite-Williams, the pet elf, and I've had something on my mind that I wanted to talk to you about, and I thought that today would be an appropriate day to bring up. Today is the anniversary of 9/11, and we've also just had Hurricane Irma hit shore, as well as Hurricane Harvey in the last week. So all of these events kind of pertain to what I want to talk about, which is getting your itinerary when you leave town and book with the pet elf. When you make your reservation with the pet elf, we're generally going to ask you where you're going geographically and what your itinerary is, what your flights are if you have them, whether you're just driving maybe to the beach for the weekend, whatever. We want to know where you're going to be and how we can best contact you in the event of an emergency. You may not be aware, but we did lose a client on 9/11. Her name was Norma Cruz Khan, and she was mom to a little boy, and they had a very lively beagle named Chewy. And when that happened, I didn't even realize right away. I knew that Norma was traveling on business. She was going to Reno for a conference, a work conference. So I didn't realize that she was in immediate danger, thinking that flights to Reno were probably being diverted at that time or something like that. And it wasn't until I spoke with her sister later that afternoon that I realized she was connecting through Los Angeles, and so she was on board American Airlines Flight 77. So I know that, I hope nothing of that scope ever happens again. But I know that in the event of any type of emergency, that you would want us to, contact you if we can, and to hopefully just keep caring for your pets the way that you would want us to. And that's our primary purpose, is to take excellent care of your pets. So it doesn't have to be something, as catastrophic as a 9/11, just, the natural disasters that can occur. Hurricane Isabel came through our area in 2003 and affected us. We had a client whose home did flood, and he was on an Alaskan cruise. So, I needed to contact him. I needed to be in touch while I worked with the insurance companies, and I needed to know how to reach him. So it was important that I knew where he was and what time zone he was in, and how to best call. So that's why we ask those questions when you book. Another one was there was a volcano in Iceland, and I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to attempt, but this volcano erupted in Iceland, and I did have a client there as well. And I know that, and she probably couldn't call right away to say, hey, I'm going to be delayed because of this volcano. Flights were canceled. But we knew that we needed to keep visiting her cat until she was safely home. And that wasn't for another week. So, if something like that does happen, and we know that you're there, that you're proximal, we can just keep caring for your pet the same way, that we always do, with no interruption of service. And you don't have to be worried about, oh my God, I need to call the pet sitter. So, things like that. We had a client, we had a derecho, which is a severe summer storm, a couple of years ago that knocked out power at a client's house for over a week. So at that point, we had to empty their refrigerator. There were other considerations. The client was in Europe, and again, I needed to know, what time zone are they in? Can I call directly? Can I call their cell phone? Is email the best way to contact? That's why we ask all of this information of you when you book your trip. And so it's really nice when you are booking a trip, making a reservation with the pet elf, to just say, this is where I'm going. And a lot of you do, a lot of you know that we're going to ask for those flight numbers. What time are you leaving? What time are you arriving? And it's just to ensure that for any reason at all, that you don't make that connection. It can be something as mundane as a missed flight or a canceled flight. Those things happen all the time. So, if you miss your flight and you're not home, we'll keep coming. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and let you know that all of our policies really come from somewhere, from some experience that we've had that helps shape and test our policies. And our policy always has been to find out where you're going geographically. And these are just some of the whys behind it, that it's really to benefit you and your pets. So if you are in the Reston area, we do have a 9/11 memorial here. It's at the Browns Chapel Park. It's called the Freedom Grove section, I guess. And there's a memorial to both Norma Kahn and to Leonard Taylor, who was the other local resident that we lost that day. So, that's a nice place to go and pay your respects if you'd like. And thanks a bunch for listening. I appreciate you all, and talk to you soon. Bye.